These three gentlemen take mental well-being seriously, but are not serious. They'd rather swear and make irreverent jokes. Now that you know, the healing may commence. Welcome to We're Probably Not Okay, the podcast where we talk about Fallout more than we ought to. I'm David Musgrave, the man kissed by every single angel. And with me, as always, is...
Brandon Full, Shepherd of the Forest.
You got me.
I got him again.
Your very best friend, Ryan Brown.
And... Oh, no, Brandon already went. Man, you tricked me. Oh, man, I wanted Brandon to go again. Ah, damn. Say it again, Brandon.
I'm the Shepherd of the Forest.
All right.
He's here twice.
Here's why I'm a little flummoxed. We're going to talk about sex, baby. We're going to talk about Ryan and me. We're going to talk about all the lovely Brandons that you can't see. And it's going to get nasty. I'm not going to lie. Actually, you know what I think is going to happen? I think this is probably going to be the most respectful conversation that we have ever had on this podcast. So. I think we're going to put the topic out there as sex. And so the 13-year-olds in us are going to be like, oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think it looks like?
What do you think it is? How do you think it works?
You put the thing in the, or the guy, or they put, whatever, I don't know. So before that though, let's
I don't have health till 7th period, so I don't know yet.
We didn't talk about actual intercourse, but we did talk about herpes a lot. And I know that's not good. So, Ryan, mental hellness, what you got, brother?
Oh.
And don't say herpes. No, just kidding. I'm sorry.
I don't. I would raise a lot of questions.
Hey, 1 in 4 people do. It's okay if you do. We're not here to judge anyone. True? I don't know. I think that's. I wouldn't judge anyone. I think that's the statistic, actually, but I don't know. I don't have herpes. This is weird already. I hate this conversation.
That is weird. Yeah. I'm glad you don't, though.
Thank you. I am too.
I don't. Just for the record, I need to also say I don't have herpes, but I do have harpies. So if you go look down there, there's like winged nude women with crow wings who are like, "Come into my lair."
That's fucking hot.
So I do have that.
I kind of want to look down. Hot. I kind of want to look down there now.
And that's how they get you. Word of mouth.
You know what that means? That means if a 4th person comes on the podcast, the next time you see somebody, if there's a 4th person on this podcast,
they definitely have the herp.
Just saying. Anyway,
we should probably make sure that that's not that isn't true before we start spreading misinformation about diseases.
And
but honestly, on the other hand, if
destigmatize
health advice from
also
this podcast.
Also destigmatize. If you got it, who fucking cares? Whatever. You're a human.
No,
you're a human being, and guess what? You have genitals, and they touched other people's genitals that had it. Whatever. Who fucking cares? How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm okay. I start my new job on Monday.
You start your nude job on Monday? This is getting sexy already. Woo!
Sex, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. I take back what I said about us being serious and respectful. Go ahead. I will shut up now.
Okay. I got a new job working for a nationwide organization. I'm not going to say the name still, just in case any of them listen to this, because I did tell them I have a podcast about mental health. Anyway, a nationwide organization that does a lot to raise awareness and help people who are in distress, and do a lot of like training for people in positions where they could interact and come in contact with people who are in crisis. And I'm pretty excited about it, honestly. Like, it seems like it's right up my alley, and I'll be able to help people again, which, as it turns out, is absolutely vital for my mental health, because for the short time that I wasn't doing that, I was fucking spiraling. So that's good. I start Monday. I'll get my own office again, so that'll be also nice. And it's there's this building in town that is, it's like a centralized location for a lot of resources for like unhoused folks. There's like a shelter. There's like a detox program. There's like all these other different programs that are located within it, and my office will be in there. So it'll be pretty cool, I think.
Right on, man. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Sounds like something you're pretty excited about, actually. So that's awesome.
I am. I feel good about it. Yeah, that's really all I can say about it. As I feel good about it. I'm not like, I never want to be about anything. It's probably not great, honestly, but I never want to be like, yay, this is it. Things are definitely going to be okay for me from now on. Because then the bottom drops out again. Also, the universe is like, hey, you know what? Actually, fuck you again.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. The last time you talked about a transition like this, it sounded different coming out of your mouth. I don't want to say it sounded more pessimistic, but I don't know how to say this. It sounded different. So I think that I'm excited about this, if that makes sense. I think this is going to be good for you. I think this is going to be good for you.
Well, I hope so. I appreciate that.
And whether it was just getting some perspective by, seeing some other stuff and then coming to this place, that might have been what you needed in life too. I was
thinking about that. I think there might be something to that.
I can see that.
I think I needed a perspective of like a different work environment or like a different type of interaction. I don't know, just something, because now it's like, I don't know. I definitely feel better about it. And yeah. And on another positive note, I went to go see WWE live on Monday. That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen. Oh, like it was crazy. Like they did two taping. Well, one was live, one was a taping. But they did a live broadcast of WWE Monday Night Raw, and then they did a taping of WWE Friday Night SmackDown, because normally it airs live on Friday, but tomorrow's the 4th, so they pre-recorded it so the crew could have the day off. But it was awesome. I don't know if you guys have ever been to like anything like that, but even if you're not, because we took one of our friends who's not a wrestling guy. He's just sort of a member of our party, and he lives in Pittsburgh, which is where it was. And so we were like, hey, you should come with us. And he didn't know. I would have to explain, like someone would come out and I'd be like, oh, see this guy, he hates this guy's brother because he screwed him over 2 years ago, back when he was a bad guy, but now he's a good guy and he's trying to prove himself, like just like laying out the whole mythology behind stuff. And then at the end, he was like, that was actually like a lot of fun. And I was like, it is a lot of fun, even if you don't know anything about like the fucking convoluted continuity behind these like years long storylines. It's still like a lot. It's still a fucking spectacle and a half.
Yeah.
So it's like going to the circus, kind of, is how I put it, but they're with a lot more choreographed violence.
Nice. That's awesome. I like that. I'm glad you got to go too. I did not know that you were going. That's cool.
Yeah, it was a hoot. It's always a hoot. I got to see them do SmackDown live last year. Anytime they come to Pittsburgh, I try to go. And it wasn't as fun, actually. Foot's asleep. It wasn't as fun last year. It was still fun, but it wasn't as fun because it was like right after WrestleMania, which is like basically the season finale. And so basically all of the main characters had like the week off, so to speak. So it was still cool, but it was like,
a Cousin Oliver episode, basically.
Yeah, it was a filler episode where like none of the story evolves or advances or whatever. But like, it was still fun. Still cool.
They all went to the beach.
Yeah, they all went to the beach. Yeah. But this week was, or this episode, these 2 episodes, I guess I should say, were a lot of fun because like all of the main characters were there, and I got to see my favorite guy in the world. And
I thought that was Brandon.
It was very cool.
Brandon was there?
Brandon is my favorite guy. Just kidding. No, the great philosopher king Charles Montgomery Punk, CM Punk. I get to see him. He's my favorite wrestler.
Nice.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then Superman comes out July 11th, which is next week, and I got tickets to see it a day early. Like there was a special IMAX screening in Pittsburgh on July 8th, but I couldn't do that, unfortunately. So I got the first available showing possible, which was July 10th at 2 p.m. So if anybody's in Morgantown and they want to come, speaking of spectacles, watch me have an absolute, euphoric crying experience to see the very face of God, you can come watch Superman with me in Morgantown if you'd like.
There you go.
Assuming the tickets aren't sold out.
Yeah.
But other than that, what's been going on with you fellas?
Well, Brandon, why don't you answer that question?
Brandon does. Brandon does. I haven't really been doing anything new since we talked last time. I've been working, still part-time, hoping that it moves to full-time at some point. I want to say, Ryan, that I think it's interesting that you mentioned to your new job that you have a podcast, because I go out of my way to not mention that I do a podcast to coworkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of the work we do here. And
I'm not
Agreed.
proud.
Agreed.
You don't like your coworkers.
It's just one of those moments where it's like, oh God, what did I say, when, and where, and how are you going to hear it? And I don't know that I want you to see that side of me. It's a vulnerability for me anyway.
Exactly. I'm more open emotionally on the podcast a lot of times than I am in person to people.
Yes.
Which is hilarious that, any stranger can download this. Any person that I meet on the street can be like, oh, I wonder what that guy's about, and download it.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, this guy's fucked up.
You know what? I've had people that are like, hey, you do a podcast? And I'm like, what? No. Why are you saying this? Well, something called we're probably not okay, maybe. And I'm like, don't know what you're talking about. Don't listen to it. And
Never heard of it.
I've had people tell me,
and then the rooster crowed a third time.
I've had people tell me like, "Oh, the show was really good last week," and I was like, "Oh shit, you listened to it?" Like, oh, cool.
Yeah. It just catches me off guard.
Cool.
It is cool.
It catches you off guard.
It's so cool. Like I am obviously not ashamed of who I am and the things that I say. It is who I am, and it is the things that I say. But it's an unfiltered version of me that people don't normally get. And so when it intersects with my actual life, and I'm like, oh, I do business with you, and now you know that I say the F word sometimes, and I talk about penises, then it's weird to me. I always have to think, what's the stupidest shit that I've ever said on this show, and who can hear that? And
we've done some bits, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
we did a whole long-running, recurring bit about a guy that drinks piss.
He comes around still to this day, and we're going to talk about it today. In fact, because he had a name and a whole backstory and everything. I've got 4 questions dedicated to that act of sex. Get ready.
Hell yeah!
Buckle up.
Brandon's like, hell yeah.
Pumped up.
That's what I'm here for.
Let's talk piss. Ryan, I will be in your neck of the woods potentially on the 15th at a little place called 123 Pleasant Street to see a show.
You will? What? That's cool.
Potentially, as long as I can get off work for it. It's still up in the air. If I can, I'll be going with Chad, who was on the podcast a few weeks ago. He suggested we go.
Good.
The Finn finisher. Just the finisher.
Who are you seeing?
A little rapper known as MC Chris.
Oh, that's
familiar with him.
Awesome. Yeah.
If you want to go, tickets are $18. They're not even tickets are under $20 for a ticket.
Ryan, you should go.
I should absolutely go. The 15th is what day? Is this a Friday?
It's a Tuesday. That's why I got to talk to work. It's a Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Huh. They sell them at the door, I hope?
Yeah, they sell them at the door as well.
Okay. Well, maybe I will. If I can, I'd love to. If not,
if I can get off work, I'll let you know. But yeah, it sounds like fun, MC Chris. So if you want to see me weep uncontrollably for unrelated reasons, because I like MC Chris, but not enough to weep uncontrollably. I just kind of weep uncontrollably sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just not
you can come
good.
see me. Yeah, you can come see me. If you watch me for a couple hours, I'll cry. I'll give you tears.
Yeah, just don't
In any given situation, you watch him for a couple hours, guaranteed he's gonna cry.
It's gonna come out. All right, but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So how about you, David? How have you been, buddy?
I don't know, dude.
You don't know?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound promising.
I'm fine. Work is weird and life is weird, and I'm not in a great place mentally enough to talk about myself that much. So we'll just move along and talk about sex instead. This is
right. You can distract us with penises this time.
I know how to do it.
Right.
I know how to do it. And that's why you watch. And that's why you
slide whistle.
I was going to say, and that's why you watch the YouTube version of this, so you could see that. But it might have been good enough on audio to be perfectly frank.
No, it sounds like the Foley work gets the point across. Yeah.
We're here on the 69th episode of this podcast, which is an accomplishment in and of itself. But it is the sex number. So we're going to talk about things that we've done to our body, things we want to do to our body, and things.
If you are listening to this and you are my child, I order you to stop listening.
And actually,
order you to stop listening.
I'm going to go ahead and say I can see something on Ryan right now that I want to talk about. Because it was a trick. We're going to talk about tattoos because we lost an episode about tattoos. What's that right there on your forearm, sir?
Oh, my God. That is He-Man's sword.
Hell yeah, it is.
Are we really talking about tattoos? We're not talking about boning?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. You pulled a fast one. Brandon, did you know? You pulled a fast one on me.
No, I didn't know.
It was a surprise for both of you. It's like, when you when you and your partner are 69 and you think it's going to be good and it's not. Yeah. We're going to talk about tattoos instead. So
I just got to say, since you said we were going to be talking about sex, I've been edging for the past week waiting for this.
Really?
Waiting for you to say, Brandon, for me to just explode.
That's weird because I've been gooning for the past week knowing that we weren't going to talk about sex. No, we talked about tattoos.
Real gift of the Magi situation.
It really is. You cut off all your hair, and now I have nothing to come into. Well, I mean, what? What is happening? And they got to get a little bit of smut on the sex episode, I guess. But no, we had an episode. Yeah. We had an episode that we lost, where we talked about tattoos, and I really loved that episode, and I think it was like my audio was completely cut out the entire time, or something weird happened where we completely lost that episode. So I'm taking the 69th. This is my episode. So I'm sorry, boys. We can talk about wieners another time, and God knows we will on every other episode that we ever record. But this time we're talking about tattoos. So, Ryan, what was your first tattoo?
Oh my God. Okay. So my first tattoo, and this is caution.
Can I talk about things I've done to my body instead? Because
I mean, this is kind of that. My first tattoo, this is a cautionary tale to anyone who is young or young adjacent out there listening. Don't ever do what I'm about to tell you I did. My first tattoo I ever got, I got when I was 19, and I got it for a girl that I was dating at the time. And I have on my back just a random outline of a puzzle piece, and I don't even know if she still has it. She might not. Has an interlocking one on her back. It's the mother of my kids, so I can justify it that way.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's like, I hate that I did that.
It is.
In hindsight, I hate that I did that. But I was also a stupid kid, so.
It's your father puzzle piece. I mean, if you think about it that way, it's Daddy Ryan. So.
Yeah, gross. But go ahead. Yeah.
I have no shame in saying that. Yeah.
I mean, I was literally I wasn't even 20 yet. So I feel like that's the time to do stupid things like that.
Is it just an outline? I know we talked about this, but I don't think I asked. It's just an outline. It's not filled in.
It's just like just a stencil outline. Yeah.
Gotcha. That's, you know what? And that could be anything. A puzzle piece is, it could mean you're a serial killer. I mean, there's a lot.
I guess.
So I think actually a puzzle piece is kind of cool. I wouldn't feel bad if I had a puzzle piece on my body, even if it was for something that it doesn't mean.
Well,
anymore.
it's less that and more the fact that it's connected to an X.
Sure.
Like what it represents.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you kind of, like I said, you can kind of justify it by like, the parenting aspect, but that wasn't the intention at the time. You know what I mean? So.
Brandon, I think
I've almost got a tattoo for like 3 girlfriends.
Well,
I haven't. I've managed to avoid it. But what was there? I can't remember what the first one was. The second one was going to be a robot holding its heart with "you" written in Japanese under it. I was 18 at the time when I came up with that one. Another one I wanted to get. I remember
you showing me the sketch of that.
I may have, yeah. Because I drew it when I was still living in Parkersburg, but then I was going to get it done when I was in Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And then I looked at Pixie's lyrics in some fashion for another girl I was dating. And then one girl and I were going to get sea turtle tattoos, matching sea turtle tattoos.
Okay. One of those sucks. The other two wouldn't have been too bad.
The robot with you or the sea turtle?
Take your pick.
I fooled you. They all suck.
Dave's pulling fast ones left and right.
But my first tattoo was this, the heart on my hand.
That's right.
And that was my first tattoo done with a razor and ink.
I was going to say, you prison tatted yourself. And
you didn't get it infected either.
And I didn't. I thought it was going to.
And it didn't fade, which is kind of crazy. How long ago was that?
I cut pretty deep in there. That was I was 21, so
it's about
40
years ago.
Yeah, 47 years ago.
And what was the thought?
Memorial.
I was very drunk, so that was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I probably had some romantic notion. Whenever I was young and I was drinking a lot, I had those like romantic poet notions, Yeah. And so I probably was thinking that in some capacity. It was a snap decision. It wasn't something I'd thought about for a long time.
We all became Hemingway in those days.
Exactly, yeah.
Of the bottle.
I was a Bukowski, not even realizing how much of an asshole he really is.
Yeah, well, fair.
Yeah. I wasn't cool enough to be any of those guys.
Aww.
I was living in a one-room apartment in Morgantown, just thinking about how much I'd fucked up my life.
Well, guess what?
I wasn't like, man, I'm not cool enough to be a tortured poet.
Your liver is probably much healthier than either Brandon and I, so congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
I drink a lot of Coke Zero. I don't know, man.
Fair enough.
A lot, like way too much.
Fair enough. And I know how much Jones Soda you drank when you were a teenager. Oh, is that your second one?
That X on my other hand. I did those at the same time. You can barely see it, but yeah, there's an X on my hand.
Is that when you were like, I'm living by the X, baby. No more. No vaginas, no other sexual acts, and no drugs.
Well, I was straight edge for a good period of my life, like in high school and stuff. So I think I'm just trying to remember what my drunken thinking was.
Sure.
And I think I thought it was ironic to have an X on my hand because I had decided I was drinking now. I don't know. I don't like that one. If I could remove one, I'd remove that one. The heart, I don't mind.
So you kind of X'd the X in a way?
I X'd the X. I double X'd it, yeah.
No.
Let me ask you something, Brandon, about straight edge philosophy, because there's always one thing I've never understood. Like, I understand like not drinking or smoking or doing drugs or what, but why no sex?
That's not straight edge.
Oh, I was always in the impression that not having sex was part of being straight.
I thought it was too.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
It only has to do with alcohol and drugs?
Illicit substances, drugs, alcohol, nicotine, even stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it?
They're still boning. They're boning all over the place. They're all sober boning, which is, fun, right?
I guess.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
I've only ever had sober boning, so I don't know.
I've never had sober boning. So, just kidding.
What was your first tattoo, David?
My first tattoo was this one. 0 with a star under it. And it also is somewhat connected to a woman. My first wife has a pink star on her shoulder with the word adore under it, which is an album of Smashing Pumpkins, and 0 in this star in particular under the 0 is also a Smashing Pumpkins kind of logo for a song, 0. Which obviously there was some meaning there at some point in time that really, when I look back on, wasn't all that deep other than the fact that I kind of like that band and it kind of stuck. And we've talked on this show about what you may or may not feel about Billy Corgan and if I'm proud to have that on my body or not. I still like that song. If it comes on, it still connects to a part of me because it's nostalgic and I like that song. But I don't even see it as a reference to that anymore. I kind of just like the word 0, and I've always liked stars. Stars have kind of always been like emblematic to me. So I think that's why I connected to it to begin with. And I've kind of made up other mythology around 0. And, sometimes when I'm feeling shitty about myself, I'm like, oh yeah, you're a 0. I mean, you got proof right here.
Aww.
And, I kind of use it as a badge in that regard as well. Sometimes kind of ironically to bounce myself out of bad thoughts. Sometimes it's like, you're 0 or you're a star, baby, whatever. None of it matters kind of thing, which is kind of, the point of some of Smashing Pumpkin songs as well. So it's all circular. And doesn't really mean what it meant to me. I think I said that the first time when we recorded it. Absolutely does not mean to me what it meant when the needle went in my arm. But that was my first and one of 2 tattoos that I have. Not to give spoilers, but I will say this next. Ryan, I think we know the answer. What is your last tattoo you've received? Your most recent.
Is the most recent one I got.
Hell yeah! It tell me why it's as badass as it is.
Because He-Man fucking rules. No, I got it because I collect He-Mans. I've always been like a big fan of that entire mythology and franchise and action figures, and I think there's some, because it was such a big thing for me when I was little, Masters of the Universe, and like my first introduction to like sword and sorcery, in fact, and then also to like basically every single D&D and role-playing game character I've ever played is some derivation of big friendly guy who smashes stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like, well, basically every character I play is some form of He-Man, because big friendly guy, lots of muscles, who smashes stuff and probably has some kind of big weapon. And that's I mean, that's definitely true. And I've always thought it was a cool design for a sword. I think it's just the coolest design ever.
Let's see it again.
Every time I go into like a store or something and I see like any Masters of the Universe toys, I just get unreasonably happy. Like I'm always like, that's so cool. Even if it's one I already have.
Yeah.
If I see it, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like it comes with a comic book and everything. But I'm like, I already have that one. He's like on my dresser right now. And I have so many He-Mans. I don't have them all on display. I only have like 2 or 3 on display. But yeah, that's why I'm a big fan of that franchise, and I have a extensive collection of just He-Man, He-Man and Battle Cat, I should say. And are
you happy with that tattoo?
Yeah, it fucking rules.
Yeah,
it's
it
definitely
does.
My favorite one.
Fuck yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Definitely my favorite one. I got it by what is her name? Hold on. I got the tattoo shop that I went to was Goodbye Horses in Morgantown. Mirabelle was her name. Mirabelle.
That's in my head.
She's the tattoo artist there. She's the tattoo artist there, and she's awesome. She's way into Castlevania, so we talked about Castlevania the whole time I was getting tattooed.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's that, yeah.
Brandon, what's your most recent tattoo?
My most recent tattoo is also my only other tattoo. It is a 20-sided die that's on my back. It's about the size of my fist.
Nice.
What number is that?
20, of course.
Naturally.
My brother said that my brother said I was setting myself up for failure by putting a 20 on my back, like I was tempting fate. But everything's come up roses for me so far. So
yeah. Ever since.
Joke's on you, more successful brother.
Successful in what ways? I mean, is he a better cat dad than you?
He does have a cat, so.
Oh, shit. Maybe. I'm sorry.
His cat is in college, so.
Yeah.
His cat's a doctor. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
His cat's more successful than me.
Damn. Oh, fuck.
It's all the way down the line.
I tried, man. I tried.
But yeah, just because I've been a big fan of D&D. I actually got this done at somebody's house. They were a professional tattoo artist who had left their studio and were trying to run a studio from home.
Oh, nice.
So it was my first tattoo that I'd gotten done professionally. Like I said, it's my only tattoo, but she had like the chair and I just face down and she tattooed my back.
Nice. Is she still doing that?
I don't know. She unfriended me shortly after giving me the tattoo.
She's like, ew, his back was so gross. I can't be friends with him.
I don't know why. She gave me the tattoo. She gave me a touch up of the tattoo.
Oh.
And then like a week later, she just unfriended me. There was some like tie-in. She was friends with an ex and we had recently split. So I think it was something like that.
I'm sure.
So I'm not going to shout her out. I really like the tattoo, but
I'm sure she was felt obligated or something to pick sides. That's what that
probably,
sounds like.
Yeah. She was cool too. I like talking to her. She was a friendly person, but what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What about you, David? What's your last tattoo? Or most recent tattoo?
My most recent and only second tattoo is that one, which a lot of people joke that it looks like a two-tailed sperm. To which I say, do you know how much sperm this hand has generated? So of course that's what that is. But no, that is actually it is a binding sigil for Kira and I. It is Aries and Leo combined. So
yeah,
she has a much cooler version of it on her forearm that has kind of a watercolor like splash behind it of the collars for Leo and Aries. And it looks a lot cooler and looks much less like a two-tailed sperm. But, I like it. And, as much shit as people have given me about it, like I don't regret it at all. I actually really like it. I want to do something. I don't know why I can't like get it on here. Well, it's pretty centered on my wrist. It doesn't look like it. But I want to get some stuff around it too. At some point,
more sperms.
Probably, I would imagine as many as I can get, as many as I can fit on my arm. Actually, all the way up. That would be pretty.
Yeah, that would be fucking cool.
Like,
real sperm sleeve,
like neck and stuff.
Yeah, just like.
Yeah, that'd be really good. I think that would make me a very classy human being.
Yeah.
But I also want to do like another like actual more classic sigil, like a circular sigil over here of something that has to do with my daughter as well, so that I kind of have a little more symmetric. Which brings me to my next question, which is, but I'll follow up on the end of that. Is whole point of reason of that is I've been wanting to do more like milestones in my life on my body, which is kind of the whole point of what tattoos, where they came from originally was typically people reach a certain milestone or did something or wanted to remember something. And while people do still do that, it's much more spring break dolphin and whatnot these days. But I want to kind of do more of that on my body. So I want to do I did that for Kira and I because that was a huge part of my life of coming out of two very, a long period of my life where I had two very weird and bad relationships into something that I should have been doing from the beginning, and kind of felt like I started my life at a very advanced age. So that was really kind of that. And then, of course, having a daughter, which I never thought was going to happen, would be the next thing. And there's some other things, but I'll go ahead and I guess I can go ahead and do mine, and I'll ask you guys what you would like to do going forward. And Ryan, since you have more tattoos, you can tell us what your other ones are and what they mean too, as part of this conversation. But my other thing is, again, I want to do another sigil over here that probably has something to do with Kira and me and my daughter. I've thought about, as douchey as it is, since I've got a tattoo here, I've thought about doing the Musgrave crest on this arm, just kind of some homage to my family. And I don't know why I'm blanking. I have like two more that I want to do, and for the life of me, I can't think of what they are right now. So I'll just say that it's kind of along those lines and things that have to do with my path and where I've been and where I'm going. Ryan, we'll kick it over to you since you have other tattoos. You being our inkiest boy of all, tell us of your other inks and what you would like to do in the future and why.
Well, I've got the Ghostbusters logo right here on my chest. I'm not even joking.
Hell yeah!
I have the symbol for the Rebel Alliance on my shoulder there.
Hell yeah!
I have an equal sign on my wrist.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's a cover-up, yeah?
It is a cover-up, and it's an interesting story. Okay, so back many, many years ago, when I was still a Christian, I had a Jesus fish on my wrist, and I stopped being a Christian a long time ago. But I always wear like a bunch of bracelets on my right wrist, so it covered it up. So you can kind of see it kind of cover. Well, I guess not really, but it whenever I'm like in motion, like they're down there, it covers it up a little bit. And so it was just always covered up, and I was like, it's fine. I'll get around to it someday. And then a few years ago, when my when my daughter came out to me, I was like, oh, okay, well, I really should do something about this then. So I got that. I covered it up with that instead. And it was the same lady who did my He-Man sword. So.
Hell yeah. Nice.
And then I have this. I have this symbol on my left arm that I designed. That is one of the ones I probably regret the most. That is from a book that I read when I was going through a really, really dark time in my life. And it was helpful at the time. Looking back, I'm like, it's really fucking stupid that you did that. But, again, I was stupid. And also deeply depressed at the time. So, I can honestly say I was not in a good headspace. And my secondest tattoo I ever got is on my back. I have a dove with burning wings that's holding a banner that says hope, which is Willow's middle name.
Oh, so, that's cool.
Yeah. And,
yeah, that's awesome.
Is that it? I think that's it. But as far as like stuff I would like to do in the future, I thought about just sort of like getting because the original He-Man action figure came with 3 accessories: his sword, a shield, and an axe. And I thought about getting the axe on this forearm. And then,
well, think no more, friend. Do it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I support this. This.
Yeah, I mean, I would want it. It would be just like this. It would just be like line work, and it would just be like,
hell yeah,
there. So.
Hell yeah.
And then I'd like to get a Vault Boy on me somewhere, just because of my love, my deep and abiding love of Fallout, and because I feel very grateful to the Fallout franchise. And stick with me, Fallout 76 has been a tremendous source of peace for me over the years, because like in really dark and really bad times, like I would always have like this MMO of this peaceful farming simulator where I could just go and like sit on my peaceful front porch in the apocalyptic West Virginia and like farm and then occasionally chase down monsters or something. And then, it was just a very like peaceful thing for me that provided me like a lot of serenity in dark times. And I mean, I love Fallout. I just think it's a stark critique of capitalism, like a very black comedy, critique of capitalism. And I really like that. And then something else is another friend of mine who shall remain nameless has thought about, has proposed the idea of getting matching tattoos, although has yet to say what they would like. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to getting matching tattoos with somebody that I, care about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, again, the initial matching tattoo, in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, that was a bad circumstance. But there was more to it than that, of course. There was more to it than just that. But yeah, that's all I got for that.
I'm going to answer this question for Brandon. He wants a Bulbasaur.
He does want a Bulbasaur.
I do want a Bulbasaur. I actually had forgot about that because there's a few tattoos that I want, and Bulbasaur is definitely one of them. I want to get it coming from behind the 20-sided die with the vines out.
Yeah, that's cool. That
like peeking like 3/4 of the way out, like it's maybe emerging around it with the vines out. I think would be super cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I also, and this is one I've toyed with for quite a while, I want to get the tabs to the first song I learned on bass guitar tattooed on me.
That's cool.
The only problem is tabs look really lame.
Yeah.
Like, can you picture a tab like on a website, how it's like zeros? Okay. Yeah, so it just doesn't look good. So I need to talk to an artist who can maybe get that to work. But my next tattoo that I'm actually going to get, and this is going to be at some point, hopefully within the next like year or two, I want to get a skull and crossbones, right? Probably my shoulder, which by itself, a little bit cliche. But I want the skull to be a floppy disk.
That's right.
Like the old floppy disk. And I want the skull, I want the crossbones part of it to be a Sharpie and a Micron pen because I use those when I draw.
Yeah. I like that.
I think that would be cool. There's a lot to it. I'd like to talk to a tattoo artist. That's just what I imagine, but they might talk me out of it or into certain parts of it. So
yeah. And even with this, I mean, such a simple design. Like it looks like something very simple, but the way that I was trying to do it, like I drew that up several different times, and just had a tattoo artist be like, nah, it's like that. I'm like, oh yeah. So
yeah,
especially with something more complex like that, it takes that kind of mind, somebody who puts ink to body all the time. Who has
done it and knows how to do it, and
knows what's going to look
Yeah, I'm not going to draw the initial idea. I'm going to go and schedule an appointment with a tattoo artist and explain to them what I want and get their feedback on it.
That's my recommendation, especially when you get somebody who's good at it and you can trust. Like that's the way to go. I would agree.
I also, for a long time, wanted to get way back before I even started my old podcast. My friend and I had a production company called Adam Down Productions. And that's what we did our comic book through when we did a comic book years and years ago, right out of high school. We had a logo that I designed. And for the longest time, I wanted to get that logo tattooed on my body because I had such good memories of it.
Yeah.
I had a friend who unfortunately is no longer with us, but I had a friend who at the time I told him I wanted to get this tattoo. And he was like, you really want a monument to your failure tattooed on your back?
Oh my gosh, that was rude.
Yeah, he was kind of a rude guy. But I was like, no, because I have good memories of it. Like, even if it didn't end in this way, I have great memories. And like you said, David, you're memorializing a part of your life.
Yeah. You just made me
realize. It's not something I would get now, though. But
you did just make me realize that at one point in my life, I had a logo that I created for a media production company that I made a couple of short films through, which again would be a monument to my failure. But it was Liquid Phoenix Productions, and it was like a kind of like a liquid drop that like turned into a burning phoenix, and it was cool. Like oh,
that's cool.
Yeah, it would have made a decent tattoo if you didn't know what it was and didn't realize it was a monument to my failure. But
was it spelled just Liquid Phoenix the way it sounds, or was it spelled cool?
Well, I did originally spell it real stupid, but as I actually put a couple of short films out, I changed it to actual Liquid Phoenix, but it was like LIKWID
WID, yeah.
FEENIX. Yeah.
Oh, I knew it. It had to. It had the name of that spelling. Yeah.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. That's why when I got professional about it, I grew up.
Well, Liquid Phoenix spelled correctly is much better.
It came from. Wow, I'm gonna throw back to before I even knew you guys. I was strangely into the movie Hackers. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
And there was Crash and Burn, and their screen names for some reason, like I'm like, I gotta have a cool screen name like that. So Liquid Phoenix came from that. And so like back on like the old like bulletin boards, like, you know, they're like old, like, you know, I'm talking about like there weren't even graphics. What is it called? When you use
listservs?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like when you use characters to make images. What's that called? ASCII. Like where I was like ASCII, like menus and stuff like that. Those old bulletin boards. Like I was Liquid Phoenix on all of those and like played those stupid games. Like, oh God, it was awful.
If you joined in, I do want to say if you joined in for the 69th episode because you were hoping to get boned up, I will tell you that I touched my first vagina during a VHS screening of the movie Hackers at her house.
Oh, really?
I remember it specifically, yeah. I don't remember the last, like, half hour of that movie because that's when the vagina touching started. But the movie was good. I bet it was.
I bet it was, buddy. You got to see a partial Angelina Jolie nipple, and you got to touch a vagina. There's nothing wrong with that experience. Hell yeah, brother.
It was a very good memory.
Yeah, that is a good movie. Well, I don't... The rest of it was shit, honestly, but that so that was good for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I got. Anything else tattoo related or vagina touching related or
mine was during The Matrix.
A screening of it?
Yeah, a VHS screening of The Matrix at my then girlfriend's house.
Nice.
I will tell you which one after we are done recording.
Okay.
I don't have.
It was before I ever met you, David.
Oh yeah. Okay, then I won't think too hard about it. I don't have a memory of my first vaginal.
If you've never touched a vagina, it's okay, David. You can just say it. We're on a podcast. Yeah, I've touched so many. My memories just blank.
There's this cohesion. They all kind of blend together after a while, right?
It's weird how they feel like Velcro, right? Right, guys? You know what I mean?
I guess.
Yeah.
Could.
I guess if you squint, yeah.
Well, that's all I got on that note. Man, now I got to really think about my first memory of doing that. Why don't I know? I've touched more than one, I promise.
It's always during the movie, isn't it?
That's a great pretense. The movie.
Yeah. If I'm being real, it was probably like during Empire Records or something like that.
Yeah.
I like how each one of our respective movies are indicative of our personality.
You know, you're not wrong. That is true. That actually kind of tracks. Yeah. Because the more I think about it,
I'm actually sitting in a room that looks like it would be in the 90s hacker movie with all the LEDs and the green lights and shit.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Surrounded by computing equipment.
And there is
vinyl. Some mainframes.
There is vinyl all around me. You just can't see it. So
yeah. And Renee Zellweger.
Yeah,
that's true.
She's back there. Second vagina I ever touched.
Renee Zellweger?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
we should say that.
Yeah. Allegedly. There's no proof. Let's see. Do you guys want to do we got some time? You want to do a Great Matter Munchies?
Sure.
what vaginas have you been consuming in media lately, Brandon?
I have been consuming no media except playing No Man's Sky. That's pretty much been my last week. I think it's like akin to with Fallout 76 for you, Ryan, where it's just kind of a calming game. Like. I literally just throw it on and like I'll check my farms or I'll go do some missions and then go back and make money. And it's just watching numbers go up, but it helps calm my mind. So I've bought a bunch of games. I picked up a game called Pacific Drive I haven't tried yet, which is like a survival game where you're driving in your old like Honda car and there's an alien attack. So you have to drive. So there's driving parts to it where you're dodging like explosions and shit. And then you get out of your car and find like new car parts to upgrade your car with guns and better engines and stuff. It looks really neat. I just haven't tried it yet. So that's pretty much all I've been consuming. Nothing exciting really.
It's exciting. I wish I could have got into No Man's Sky more. I tried, and you even gave me cute little animals to help me along the way.
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect either of you guys to get into it to the level that I did at all.
I wanted to though. Like the concept is like, I will admit, like I definitely dug like once, you start very small and it starts to expand, and
yeah.
Flying around and exploring and finding weird shit. Like that's cool. The problem is I can't slow down my brain enough to just enjoy like the moment right in front of me, I think. So I'm like, I have to advance. I have to get all this stuff. I need better ships. I need all of this immediately. And that's not the point of that game at all.
No.
So
you have to make a concerted effort if that's what you want to do is like level up all that shit. You can choose to do that, and that's like one of the many options of things you can do.
I think that's why I bounced off of it. And I actually even got like some kind of like exclusive ship that I never ended up going and getting. Yeah, I don't even remember what it was. You told me about it, and I don't know.
Yeah, it was if you had Steam during one of the Summer Game Awards, right. I think. You got like a free ship.
And it was a cool ship too, as I recall, but I bounced off of it for some reason, which sucks. And I may still try to pick it up sometime, but I guess I'll go ahead and go, because the more the speed that and again, I think it probably has to do with a lot with having a 3.5-year-old too, because my day is very much work, try to spend as much time with the 3-year-old, try to get some things done once she's asleep, like productively, and then try to just turn my brain off, which is weird because I'm going to say try to turn my brain off, but what I typically have been doing is try to engage in a puzzle game with Kira as a shared like mental exercise. And I've talked about Animal Well on this show quite a bit. We really clicked with that, and the way that it kind of like enters into your actual world and stuff was very cool. And we've been playing Blueprints for a couple months now, and have kind of taken our time with it. We've definitely could have beaten it a lot quicker, I'm sure, but that is a game that we've slowed down during. There's times where you'll do a run. They're day runs, like a day where you go through this house and it ends at specific moments when you can't go any further. And sometimes you'll accomplish a lot, sometimes you won't. Sometimes it's like a 10-minute run. Sometimes it's like next thing you know, you've spent 2.5 hours in this one run because you've just stopped and looked at stuff or started looking up stuff online to see if it makes sense. Not like we haven't cheated, but we've tried to like go and look up like artists and philosophers and writers and anagrams and like all kinds of different stuff, whereas it's kind of similar to Animal Well, where it's entered into our real world a little bit, and made us think outside the box. And we're pretty much done with it. I think there's just a couple more things we have to do to where we've seen everything. But that's kind of been more my speed of when I want to turn off my brain, it's actually turning on my brain, but in a definitely a different kind of space than going and farming. And I think part of it is that Kira wouldn't enjoy watching that. So like I would feel like I have all this other time that I'm spending very dedicated to certain things in my life, and then I want to spend some time with her that's kind of quality. And so,
oh yeah, absolutely. And you're flexing different muscles in your brain too, I'm sure, doing like a puzzle game as well.
Right. Right. For sure. But yeah, so that's that in Korean television. That's what we've been doing a lot of. Just started The Bear season 4. I think we watched the first 2 episodes of it and loved the first season, loved the second season. They made a 3rd season. It sucked. But the first 2 episodes of the 4th season have already like far surpassed the 3rd season. I mean, it feels a little bit like they're trying hard to get back to what made it magical in the first 2 seasons. And that kind of sucks that you have that stigma.
Anxiety?
I mean, the 3rd one was full of anxiety too, just in a real shitty and boring and like pretentious way. And now it's like they're getting back to like the real feeling of it. But what it has created is it's like Carmi's this like shitty person. He's real shitty. Oh, he's trying to be better. He's real shitty. He's trying to be better. He's real shitty. And now it's like, he's trying to be better. It's like, do I really care at this point? Like, he just kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But I see where they're going with the show, and I think it'll be good. But yeah, those are the big things I've been doing. Rye guy, what about you?
I started watching Ironheart on Disney Plus. Obviously, because I consume pretty much all Marvel content regardless as to its varying quality, and I kind of have this natural bias where if a bunch of racist shitheads on the internet say not to watch something, I'm going to watch it super hard anyway, just to fuck you. But I got to say, it's actually really good. I think it's really interesting. It plays with some interesting themes that I was not expecting, and it brings in a character. Without spoilers, it brings in a character from the larger Marvel Universe cosmology that I was not ever expecting to see. And it is played by like a top shelf actor in a way where I was like, you got him to do that? Really? And I'm very excited. I hope it's not a situation like The Acolyte where like the racist pieces of shit who should shoot themselves in the head are whining so fucking hard on the internet that it gets canceled and they never do another season like they did with The Acolyte.
That happened with The Acolyte?
Yeah.
Why?
So because racist shitheads on the internet were like, there's not enough white men in this. And Disney's gone woke. Disney's trying to make Star Wars woke. Look how none of these people are white. So
I never
they review bombed it, and
I never would have even noticed that about The Acolyte though. Like it doesn't.
That's because you're not racist.
Well, sure, but
yeah, but it's the same thing with Ironheart. Like it's a predominantly black cast.
Sure.
The executive producer Ryan Coogler is black, and there's it deals with like themes of being a minority in America and stuff like that. So like they hate that shit. Are you kidding me? So people on the internet and they're review bombing it and stuff like that. So I was like, well, eat 10,000 dicks and suck Satan's cock in hell, you pieces of shit. I'm going to watch it anyway. In fact, I'm going to enjoy it. And I did. And I didn't even have to force myself to.
Let me ask you this, because I think that happened a little bit with Luke Cage as well, but Luke Cage sucked. So it didn't suck because it was a predominantly African-American show. It just sucked because I think that it wasn't very well done, in my opinion. Did you watch Luke Cage and enjoy it, or do you feel like you had a similar experience with that?
I watched Luke Cage and I enjoyed the first season. The second season I did not enjoy. And I think it was because they very neatly wrapped up everything in the first season. And then also too, Luke Cage had a pretty interesting role in the larger Defenders saga.
Very true. Very true.
I don't know. I feel like the second season just sort of betrayed a lot of that without I guess, spoiling like a fucking 10-year-old TV show. Luke Cage at the end decides to become a crime boss, which I feel like really undercut a lot of the message of who Luke Cage was as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Does he decide to become a crime boss with a heart of gold, or does he just take over like a crime syndicate?
No, he just takes over a crime syndicate, and it ends with that. So you don't even really get the catharsis of he's a crime boss, but for good. No, it's just sort of, it ends with him taking over a particular character's operation, and it just ends with him like doing that. And it's like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
And, like, there's implications there because he shares a universe with Daredevil and, you know, Iron Fist and the Kingpin and like all these other characters, or like Jessica Jones, who he can go toe to toe with, and has a very strong sense of morality.
And he does.
He does, yes. And,
I
don't know. And then if you watch,
like,
the rest of the Daredevil or the Defenders, Marvel Knights type characters, like, it's never brought up again. It's never mentioned like in the background in anything. Like, and the guy that played Luke Cage, Mike Coulter, I thought he was perfectly cast as Luke Cage.
Yeah, agreed.
I liked him a lot. Now he's on some other show, so he can't even come back. Whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, everybody should go watch Ironheart. It's very solid. It's very good. I recommend it. It gets my recommendation as a comic book aficionado.
Yeah, I want to watch it as a consumer of all things Marvel as well. Like, pretty much, you put out a Star Wars show, you put out a Marvel show, I'm going to watch it eventually, at least. I have not started watching it. It just kind of coincided with a lot of other things that were coming out that I wanted to watch as well. So that's one that I'll give an update on as well. Who's the character, you're not going to say, are you, that they introduced from the larger Marvel universe?
Oh, I'd rather not spoil it because it's kind of a reveal.
Okay.
Unless you want to duck quack this.
No, because I want to see it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to be spoiled either. But I will. We can duck quack it the next time after I've seen it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, cool. Sorry if, you came here.
You were expecting boner talk.
You came here to get wet and wild. It was a little bit of a teaser. What should I name this episode? Should I name it? Oh. Well, there we go. That's what I'm going to name it.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know. What were you thinking?
The sloppiest episode yet.
Sure. Yeah. I guess. Yeah,
the sexisode.
Sexisode.
The sex episode.
Yeah. The one about sex.
Welcome to the Bone Zone.
Yep. Bone Zone is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like Bone Zone.
Episode 69.
Me like Bone Zone.
Me like Bone Zone. Actually, that might be the title. Me like Bone Zone.
That one gets my vote.
Yep. That's it.
Gets my vote.
That's it. Me like Bone Zone. All right. Well, until next time. Oh, wait. We should make Ryan do a heartfelt wrap up of.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, I don't know that I can do a heartfelt wrap up on this
of the sex number episode.
Yeah, I mean, if we were talking about sex, maybe I could do something heartfelt. But no, I don't know. I know that it kind of goes against what I said earlier, but like, don't regret the shitty tattoos you get, because I mean, cover up. If you get some Nazi shit, obviously cover it up. Or some other kind of hateful bullshit. But like, it's kind of like you were saying, Brandon, like a roadmap of who you are and everything that you've been and what you've gone through. And, it's a visual representation of that. So like, if you live a life that you're kind of ashamed of, then I don't know, like I said, being a racist piece of shit, getting Nazi tattoos, then yeah, maybe you should cover that shit up, and never mention it again. But, otherwise, don't be ashamed of the things that made you who you are.
But also, I would add, if you would agree with this, Ryan, also make really sure you want a tattoo. Yeah. You want that specific tattoo before you get that tattoo.
Yes.
Regardless.
Yes.
No, it's
children listening. Don't get a stupid fucking tattoo.
That's true. Even this one, which I don't regret. I just don't have the same connection to took me 30 years of my life to put on my body. And it took me another 10 to put this on my body. So like, I mean, and now I'm going to put like 8 more on in a very short period of time, but I was sure about those. And now I'm more sure about the path that I'm going to choose to and marking up my body. I will say I drew all over myself as a teenager though. So I had a lot of practice of what I liked on my body and what I didn't, I suppose. And I almost on this wrist put, DBS, do better stupid. Cause I used to draw that on myself all the time. And anytime I was like feeling like I was fucking up or something, I would put DBS on my wrist and I would look at it as a reminder, like do fucking better stupid. Which isn't healthy. But like I'm
so much.
Really glad I didn't put that on myself because I would have to come up with something else like
Dave Matthews Band. Sucks. There you go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Dave Matthews Band sucks. DBS.
That's what it stands for. So, but anyway.
Oh, and one question I get all the time from people is why don't I have a Superman tattoo? And that's because douchebags have ruined it for everyone. I've never met a person with a Superman tattoo who wasn't a douchebag. So
that's interesting. I didn't even think about that, but I'm glad that you brought that up because if I would have asked you that. Yep. And that makes sense. I'm trying to think if I know anyone with
douchebags ruined it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. That tracks. But, well, thank you for joining us for 69 heartfelt episodes of We're Probably Not Okay. As always, I've been David Musgrave, the man kissed by all angels. And with me are my companions.
I'm Brandon Full, Shepherd of the Forest. This is me holding a staff is what this is.
Hell yeah.
But I'm the Shepherd of the Forest.
And your very best friend, Ryan Brown. And we're... Do it. No, we're probably not okay.